And before we begin, let's thank our fine sponsors. Please use our sponsors. We love our sponsors. We love our sponsors. They're huge. Inspect All Pest Services. You know how much we love them. Providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. You don't want those termites eating your wood. Plus, they'll take care of the insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and really any other home services that you might have. They're in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. We love you. InspectAllServices.com. The Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, with the Pew Pew. Based out of Georgia, but litigates all over the United States. That means no matter where you live, he can fight crime for you. Criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. Ridgeline Counseling, that's the AuroraLawFirm.com. Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell and his 10 therapists there in-house, 3 locations in Georgia, but he can do virtual sessions. So anywhere you're at, you can get the help that you need from the best in the business. The sweetest man you could possibly meet. MarkwellTherapy.com or email him ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. FBC Insurance, perfect for new homeowners or if you're just looking to reshop your current insurance policies. Once you get a hold of FBC Insurance, you can shop over 35 A-rated companies, so you get the best deal possible. Multi-policy bundle discounts for your home, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or personal policy. Just bundle them all together. 888-308-1841 or email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com. Get a quote online, fbcinsuranceservices.com. My guy, your guy, my wife, Rachel Guy, looking to buy or sell a house in Florida or Georgia. She can still help you out. She can run the spa, she can run the house, and she can also help you with your house. 404-797-4600, or you can email her, IamRachelGuy@gmail.com. Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, family-owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer. Service, sales, installation, repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. They do it all. They offer flexible financing, semi-annual and annual service contracts for existing installations and warranty repair. Plus, you're getting $500 off your entire installation if you use the discount code Bailey. $500 off. It's good. Get your free home assessment, poweringgeorgia.com, or you can call 770-853-7571. Excuse me. Servicing Georgia and Tennessee. JHM Land Solutions, family-owned and operated. Love it. Grading, land clearing, mulching, and tree company. There is no project too big, no project too small. They will give you the most care and strive to exceed all expectations, as I've heard many people that use JHM Land Solutions say. Servicing Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee, and it's as simple as a phone call. Stuff you don't want to do, they'll do it. 770-274-9120. Jayco Contracting, another one of our great sponsors, gutter and roofing specialist. That would be one Cliff Bratcher, who was a fan favorite at Podcast Imports 3, hopefully at Podcast Imports 4 as well. 770-316-3876. You're like, man, it's a Sunday. I need to call somebody. Am I going to bother him? Nope. He works 7 days a week, 24/7. Licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialist covering all of Georgia. Free gutter guards with the purchase of a roof. Satisfaction guaranteed. Commercial and residential, by the way. Again, 770-316-3876. JaycoContracting.com. And a live ozone therapy spa. That's mine and Rachel Spa in Altamont Springs, Florida. If you're in the area and you would like to do ozone therapy the most non-invasive way with a Hocket sauna, that's what we do. We're Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. Also offering red light therapy, halo therapy, chromotherapy, PMF grounding mat, IR saunas, and more. Plus, we have ozonated products like magnesium butter online on our website, aliveozoneTherapySpa.com. And just for you two peers, if you use the discount code BS10, you'll get 10%. Any of your services in-house or any of your products online. If you'd like to sponsor the show, we'd love to have you. Currently looking for a title sponsor for all of our videos. TheBaileyShow.com, as well as the radio show that airs Saturday mornings in Orlando on WJRR and Planet Radio in Jacksonville. Livin Rent free, giving you a free months of rent next month for December. Get to that here in just a little bit. Don't forget Podcast Imports 4 coming up Saturday, December 14th. Right? No. Yeah. 14th or 12th? 14th.
I think it's the 14th, I think. That sounds right. Sounds right to me. I think we end the Rent thing on the 12th.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting them confused with. Elixir, downtown Orlando off of Washington. We have the band Saliva. Very cool. Doing a special acoustic set, which they very rarely do. Had Bobby on talking about the new Time Bomb song they just released. He's very excited about it. So hope to see you there. Get your tickets, thebaileyshow.com. VIP tables available, as well as hotel from the Hilton. If you'd like to spend the night or spend the weekend in Orlando or downtown Orlando, we'd love to have you. thebaileyshow.com. All right, let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast, a guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
All right, there it is, episode 272 of The BS. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. There's the B-Man, Brandon Thrasher. Hello, B-Man.
What up? Am I tripping, or did Chuck not say 2 weeks ago that baseball was done?
No, you are correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. And then we got more baseball today, apparently, on the day we're recording. I didn't know what happened.
I can honestly say this with a straight face. He is the most, God, what was the word? I just had it in my head too. He's the most high maintenance person I've ever worked with in my life. When it comes, ever. And that says a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, does it not? I mean, some people in particular that I've worked with. He takes the cake. He's always this is not a priority for him, obviously. Even though he's made some good cash from this podcast. I know he has. He never tell it to me. He never says it to me, but I know he has because people have told me. But it's there's always something, last minute, always something. There's the baseball thing. It's so I just move on. It's fine. Whatever,
He said he's coming. I think he'll be here shortly.
But when he's on, he's great. He's a lot of fun, when he's here, either way, whatever. So I know you wanted to talk about this on yesterday's episode on 271 with the election. And so did I.
Oh,
and I said, hold on for a second. Just wait a minute. But this has got to be a conversation, because what are some of you people doing and saying on social media right now? You've got to stop. Just because your candidate did not win, you are going to regret the way that you're acting right now. I promise you. I guarantee it. In a year, you're going to look back when your time hop pops up or whatever, you're going to be reminded that you came across and did this whiny, bitchy, pathetic video because you think the whole country is going to hell and And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're wrong or that you don't have a right to believe in whatever you want to believe in, but just lose with some dignity. You know what I mean?
It's just so ironic to me. 4 years ago, it was the opposite. All the Trumpers the election was stolen and everything. And they're like, just get over it. This is your president now. Just accept what happened. Now, here we are 4 years later. And it's a little flip flop. And I don't know if maybe you should take your own advice that they were giving out 4 years ago.
Well, that happens every year with both parties. They say the same thing, right? Nobody wants to admit defeat. But if you learn anything from the day after an election, when the results are given, you learn how many bad losers we have. Now, I can only imagine if this is how you act with an election that really you had little to no control over. You cast your vote. I'm assuming you cast your vote and you did your part and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. Okay. There has to be a winner and a loser. Okay. You then should support who is ever in office. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not vote for Trump last run. I've been very honest about, I just didn't trust him. I didn't believe him, right? This turnaround, this run, I have a different opinion about him. And I think that people can have a difference of mind. I'm not a party guy, and I've always said that, and it's absolutely true. I based my vote off of my vibe off of where we're at. You talk about wanting change. We needed some type of change. And I'll tell you this, if it weren't Trump as the other candidate, I would have voted for that person. Man, woman, dog, cat, whatever. I would have voted for whoever was going to be different than what we had this past 4 years. No one can honestly say this past 4 years has been good. I know the cliche line is, oh, great. Stock market went up and you're making your money off of Dogecoin and it's all about money and you took money over freedoms and this and this and that. Relax. Just relax. Nothing has been done yet and nothing has been done before. I mean, can you honestly tell me that even during the Trump run, what was taken away from you, like something you personally weren't able to do as part of your constitutional right? What was taken away from you in that 4 years? Personally, can you tell me what happened? You know what I mean? And then, like with elections, I think that because there's so much going on, whether it's policy or personal vibe or whatever the case may be, and however you vote, and that's your choice. And you can vote how you could vote by, if there's a certain number of letters in a person's name, that's your choice. And nobody can take that away from you, nor should they. But you have to find one or two different things that mean the most to you and your family. And I can tell you right now, for the past 4 years, seeing the skyrocketing of prices in the grocery store, the inflation, that weighed heavy on me. I can tell you that the illegal immigration weighed heavy on me. I mean, those two things for me were the most important thing.
Yeah, that's what mine was economy, get the borders closed so we're not paying, for all these illegals to be here. And then our foreign affairs, because we're sending billions and billions of dollars across the sea to other countries over there. And it's like, it's not helping us out. Legal immigration is not helping us out. And those two in turn are hurting the economy a good bit, I feel like. But when it comes to people posting stuff, I think it's dumb on either side. 4 years ago, if you were posting about Trump and yada, 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 that's dumb. You doing it now, it's still dumb. Like, that's an opinion. I've never once posted anything on social media about my affiliation with any party or my dislike in any party. That's just something I keep to myself. Now on the podcast, I'll talk about it. Yeah. Cause I can kind of express myself a little better and it doesn't get all jumbled when you're just reading something online. But, no, it's, I don't know where I was going with that.
My favorites are the posts that, the criers, that's absurd. Like the flip outs, like I've seen compilations of these things. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. Like you actually let that stand in your digital footprint. That is crazy that you allowed that to happen. That is just irresponsible on so many levels. I saw this one dude whining and bitching and calling out his family, like saying, if you voted for that man, then just don't talk to me ever again. I'm like, Jesus, that's to me, understanding the stereotypes of the parties. That is not a left liberal thing to do, is to say those things about your own family. It's supposed to be the, understanding and the acceptance of other people. Like that's the whole shtick, right? From the left, is that we're supposed to be diverse and no matter who you are and how you are, you're supposed to be accepted. And every single one of these videos of these people that are freaking out are doing the exact opposite of what they preached. And then you get the Facebook or the social media post of, look, I don't want to get, it's like what they say is the end all be all. Look, I know I got to voice this opinion right now, to all 80 of you that follow me. It's really important that you understand what I'm about to say right now, because this is the gospel. And this is what's happening in the world right now. And if you don't believe me, you can unfriend me. Let me tell you something about the unfriend threat. Who cares? How many people on your social media have you actually picked up the phone and had a verbal conversation with? Probably very few of them, right? So if they're not part of your social media friend group, is it really that big of a deal if they don't see your posts? Like, what?
Yeah,
Stop with the unfriending threat. That's just stupid.
Yeah, I don't, it's just like I said, that's the party of like you're supposed to be accepting, and no matter what you are, what you think, you're supposed to be accepted. And but I think the Democratic people have a right to be upset over the fact that their party screwed them. I mean, they didn't even get to pick their presidential nominee or the Democratic nominee. They just appointed the chick that was second in command in the country that's kind of screwed up already. So it's like, why they didn't get a choice, and then you're putting in the second person that's causing these problems. It wasn't a smart move to me. I don't know why they thought that'd be a good idea. Maybe they were trying to play the female or the race card, but she only got 54% of the women. So that obviously did not work.
So I've said this every election, and I'll say it again. I said this on yesterday's episode. Elections aren't won. Elections are lost. So if you look at this past election, yes, on paper, Trump won. But you look at the percentage of people that voted for him, the numbers were aggressively higher across the board. That means people that did not vote for him, like me, last time, voted for him this time. What does that tell you? That tells you that you lost it. He didn't win it. Does that make sense, Chuck? You understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more concerned with you're trying to say that my vote for Kamala didn't cancel out Brandon's.
Right. Yeah.
It didn't, Chuck. And I was so ready. I called you that night. You didn't answer. It was 3:30 in the morning. I was like, you say Trump speech, man? I got Dana White up here, man.
No, I only answer when you call me at 6:30 in the morning because you haven't went to bed yet. And I just got up for work. And I'm like, why is Brandon calling me? And then you call me later and go, hey, dude, I called you. What did we talk about? And I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Something we can't say on the radio.
No, we can't say on the you can't say. That's actually what he said, Jason. He goes, hey man, I got this idea. I want to say this, and this, but I don't think Jason will get mad if I say it. I said, yeah, he will. Yeah, cool, man. All right, well, I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm like, what the hell was that all about? But yeah.
What was it? A slur or something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
It wasn't a bad slur. It's a popular one.
Why popular? When you could say it in the 80s and it was probably okay.
Yes, yeah. Like you know how we've had the conversation. We've had the conversation about the word gay bob. I used to when I was like in high school. I don't know why that was cool.
Oh, gay bob's still a thing in my world. Yeah.
Same thing, just a little more aggressive.
A little more vicious.
Yeah. Sometimes it's funny with an inner circle when you say it because it gets like a
yeah, but I don't even remember I don't even remember my idea behind it. I think I just wanted to say it or something.
Oh, dude, your whole the stupid conversation was you're calling me and I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, man, I'm out here just thinking about talking on the show, man. And hold on, hey, what's up? And you're like screaming at a car going by your house. It's like, dude, it was like 6:30 in the morning. And I'm like, what? And Megan's in bed and you're like, put Megan on, man. What's up, Megan? How you doing, girl? And she's like, hey, Brandon. And you're like, wake up. I'm going to bed. I'm like, good God. And then he said, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
So you were up drinking till 6:30 in the morning?
It was a long night. We had a wedding out there in Roanoke, Alabama, and then we got back and we started hanging out on the front porch listening to music, man. The old bar crowd got back in about 3:30 in the morning, so we had a good old time, man.
Yeah. I mean,
he sounds like that dude off of what's the guy? Boom. Yeah, hey man. We had
an old good old time down there, the rocking horse, and
ammo beer on front porch, man. TV.
Just picture your friends being like, "Damn it, Brandon, we need more propane." And you're like, I don't know, there, man. Y'all guys, hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, time to go to bed.
Maybe you shouldn't fire that gun right now, man. Maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe that's not a good idea. So the elections are lost; they're not won. Is my point. Is that when they change position and power, it's because a group of people that are not only undecided, but they're not in love with their party. I think less people now are in love with their party, not like it used to be, where you were strictly the older generation is party centric, but Gen X is down. I think it kind of waters down the more generations you go. People just want what they want. And they've decided, hey, look, what's going to be best for me? I don't even think the majority of people vote in the interest of the country. they vote in the interest of themselves. And they say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sick of going to the grocery store and paying $10 for eggs. You know?
Well, don't you think that people have given up though? Like you can't fix it. And when you see the national debt is like $36 trillion, and people at this point have given up on let's make this country great and this perfect and let's fix this and fix that. At this point, it's everybody for themselves. I mean, people are literally going, okay, all I care about is my family, my house, my bills, my groceries, and that's it.
Yes and no. I do think that there's still a small every year percentage that people have that they believe that everything can get fixed, because each and every one of us has hope. You know, religion is hope, whether you believe in it or not. Like, let's just take the ideology out of it. Just take the concept. It's hope. And, you know, great line in Shawshank Redemption is like, you know, that's a dangerous word. You know, don't talk about hope in here. You know what I mean? When he talks to Andy Dufresne, but hope is kind of what drives each and every one of us. And so I think we all have hope deep down inside. We think things can get fixed. We think that the world can be a better place. We think that there can be a time when there's no war. We think that there's a time when everyone can comfortably afford their bills, have a little extra money left over that they can go to a movie and or have a vacation. You know what I mean? People to get raises. There should be no reason in this country that people are not eating. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's absurd, right? You know, these little things. But when
it pissed a lot of people off, you know, like we got a food problem. I mean, you probably $10 million to feed the people that are homeless or hungry, but I think people are just mad. Like, we're sending all this money out of the country. Clearly we have the fucking money. Use it here. God damn it.
Well, can you think about the money that spent on these campaign ads?
There's 1.5 billion just between Trump and Kamala, not including all these third parties.
Yeah. And
where's that money coming from though?
Turn your mic down, Chuck. You're hot.
My grandma sends Trump money. That's where the money's coming from, Truck. My grandma is funding Trump's campaign.
Just grandmas in America are funding.
Well, Chuck's grandma is sending the Jews back to Israel.
Yeah, you remember.
I hope they get home.
So that's one of my favorite lines ever. Are you kidding me?
We got to get a shirt that says "Send the Jews back."
My grandma, like, you know, like I can understand you're sending money to Sally Struthers for mosquito nets, or you're giving, you know, the Humane Society money to feed the puppies, but your mom actually all those other things that she could send money to. No, I'm trying to buy planes.
And to me, it's disrespectful. Like, if I was a Jew, I'd be really mad. I'd be like, why are you funding trying to get me out of here?
Does she think they want to go home?
No, it's in the Bible. If you read Revelations and you get into the Bible, there's a part of the Bible that talks about the Jewish people will return to their homeland. They'll return to Israel.
I do remember.
And so my grandma's trying to speed the process up for like the end of days, you know? So she like wants the rapture and Armageddon.
She wants to see Jesus before she dies.
She's like, I would really like to meet him in person before I die. And so she's like trying to speed it up by sending them $2 a month or whatever.
Does she get you on one Jew a month?
Yeah, she's trying.
Does she have any Jewish friends?
I don't think so. She goes to a Church of God. It's like a Pentecostal church in Michigan. Well, she used to, and she could get out and they don't really hang out. They love Jews, but they don't really hang out with them too much.
Well, my point is if she has a Jewish friend, then she would know that they can probably afford their own plane ticket.
Yeah, but would they spend the money?
Yeah, cheap bastards.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Full disclosure, I'm half Jewish, so I guess I can have this conversation.
Are you really?
What? No, he's not. I ain't never seen you wear no hat.
It's not a hat.
A Yamaha?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yamaha hat?
Is a yarmulke?
Yarmulke.
Yarmulke. Not a Yamaha.
Yarmulke. Yeah, I am half Jewish.
Start wearing one. You probably get discounts more places.
I don't practice Judaism, but I am by blood half Jew. My father is Jewish, like hardcore Jewish. My biological father.
You do kind of look Jewish. Like if you had a yarmulke on, you'd definitely be a Jewish person.
Don't tell your grandma. She's gonna be like, you better get him home now.
Yeah. My grandma's gonna start sending Jason like $5 a month.
Here to get you home.
Why do you think I brought it up? I'm looking for Chuck's grandmother to just start sending me money for no reason whatsoever.
My grandma's gonna see Jason on social media in Amsterdam. Like, hey, why are you in Amsterdam? Oh yeah, plane got delayed. We got diverted to Amsterdam. It's weird.
I need
but we're halfway
5,000
there.
more. Send me 5 more grand, please.
Yeah, Chuck's grandmother. I need. Got a bad run in the poker room the last couple of weeks. Help me for a buy-in. Lost way too much money.
You're half Jewish. She'll give you half your buy-in, probably.
I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate that. So, I see the reactions from people on social media, and I want to. At first, I laugh at it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But I don't understand it. Like, if you just take the politics out of it, it's just the concept of knowing how to deal with losing. And I look at this and I go, is this where we're at, where this many people can't lose or know how to lose? Like, that's the best thing about winning, is knowing how to win and knowing how to lose, right? And especially if it's a loss where you have no control over anything. All you have control over is your character and how you move forward. And after every election, and I've said this a million times, win, lose, or draw, you should always support the office. You don't necessarily have to support the person, but you support the office, because, like it or not, they're in charge for the next 4 years. You can disagree, and you should, if you disagree, and vocally say you disagree. That's what's so great about living in this country, is you can openly say all these things without getting shot. Well, I don't know, things are getting weird, but you know what I'm saying? We have the right to do that. That's our constitutional right.
Seems like they care less, man. I mean, where was those 17 million people that voted for Biden that didn't vote for Kamala? I mean, they just disappeared. 17 million votes not accounted for.
That is very strange. Like, I don't have an answer for it, man.
Well, you
Like,
see,
I've racked my brain.
I saw it going back from Obama up to now, and it's like 68, 71, 68 million. Then 2020, 88 million or whatever it was. It's like, oh, where did that come from? Where did they go? Where did they go? They all die?
Maybe they just didn't want to piss off their friends like me, and they decided they were going to vote. they just voted against Trump to piss off their friends.
I've like thought about posting, who I voted for, just to see people and in my friend group and how they'd react. Like, to go, oh, I'm never talking to you again. I'm like, really? Over that?
You don't think they know, though?
I think they know. He's not a dumb guy.
I don't talk about this stuff on social media.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't want the headache.
People just assume. What pisses me off more, I think, is that people just automatically assume that I'm like a diehard Trump fan, veteran, conservative. It drives me crazy. And I don't understand.
Everything in your picture is red right now. So I see where they're coming from. You got red background, red chair, red hat, red shirt.
It's maroon. It's maroon, Brandon.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I get the same thing, because I truck, dip, live in the South, like my country. Like, that's the weird stuff, is like, oh, you got an American flag tattooed on your arm. You must like Trump. Huh?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Here's another thing that I don't know if those that are upset realize. Now, I have always had a problem with the term liberal, because by definition, liberal simply means that you're open for change, meaning that we're all liberals. And I always give the example of, today I woke up and I had Cheerios. Tomorrow, I think I might have Frosted Flakes. I decided to make a change that in turn makes me a liberal. If you do something different, you have a liberal way of thinking. There's not one person on this earth that isn't a liberal in those regards, by definition, because we all do it. We all do things differently, right? If you, for the last 4 years, were happy with the way this country was, which I find hard to believe that not 99.9% of people disagree with going to the grocery store and paying those prices, the gas, or whatever the case may be, right? And I know presidents don't control the gas, but you understand what I'm saying. this move to put Trump in office would be the most liberal move you could make. That guy is a walking, talking liberal. Like, that guy is as liberal as it gets by definition, not by the political definition of, for some reason, liberal means left, but by the definition of a guy that wants change. I mean, he's already rattled off before he's even been sworn back in. He's already started to make changes and talking about changes. You know, in the past 4 years, I don't know what changes were made, definitely not good changes that were made that positively affected not only my life, but my family's life in this country. You tell me, because I'm lost.
All I know is Joe changed his bedtime from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That's all I know he changed in the past 4 years.
Okay, so that's the change. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what I think Trump's doing, and what also I think helped him get this big of an election, is who he surrounded himself with. I mean, think about that. Elon Musk, his biggest cheerleader. Now, you could arguably say, I mean, Elon made a ton of, I wish that I would have taken a chance and bought more Tesla the night before the election. I missed that, totally missed that mark, right? He made what, $18 billion or something after the election. Okay, so be it, whatever. But to surround yourself with a guy that for years was the liberals' god, right? I mean, he was saving the planet. He had EV cars. He had the Tesla. I mean, this guy was everyone on the left's hero, and now he's the enemy. Then you take RFK, who, in my opinion, in the next 4 years will probably be as much of a difference maker as Trump is, maybe in a different way. But this guy is bringing to the attention to this country things that I think most of us know, but are too lazy to educate ourselves with this food stuff and the processing. This is I mean, you look at it in the whole scale of things, right? And that's why it's always been pushed down to the bottom. You know, we got a war in Ukraine, or we're on the brink of World War III. We got ships out there with China and Beijing. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Who the hell cares about food? I'm just fine right now. It's a big deal. Like, it is a bigger deal than what I think the majority of people realize.
Well, yeah, he's talking about, you know, we got a lot of child illnesses that have been popping up and syndromes with all the food and stuff. But I think that's where the Democratic Party messed up, is kicking. I mean, they essentially kicked RFK out. They're like, we don't want you in our party. We don't want you to be the nominee. We don't want you to do nothing over here because we know what your ideas are. And even though you're a Democrat, we don't want you. So they screwed up. And now he's going to be in the White House with Trump, which is crazy.
Again, you don't win the election, you lose the election. They pushed the Elons aside. They pushed the RFKs aside. They pushed the Joe Rogans aside. And going back to the Joe Rogan thing, and I said this when Trump went on his podcast, I was like, dude, if Trump gets reelected, you're going to have to give a lot of credit to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is the new face of media. He's the new voice of the voiceless. So you have to look at, like, that puts him on a totally new level of media because of that. And Harris had her chance to do it, but she had too many rules. She wanted Rogan to travel and do all these different things. And I don't blame him, because I wouldn't have done it either.
You don't travel for anybody. You think he's going to travel for Kamala?
You wouldn't. You would have done what?
Travel.
Yeah, you would.
He doesn't travel for anybody, though. It's not like he does a traveling podcast.
If
for a presidential nominee, you would.
If I were Joe Rogan, I would.
Oh, true.
If I were me, I would.
We'll go right now. We'll shut it down. We'll bring it back up 2 days later. Here we are.
Could you imagine Brandon trying to get into the White House?
I'm gonna get in there. I guarantee it. I know a dude that was standing on stage with him. I talk with him on Instagram. I will get in the White House in these next 4 years. I will be in. I swear to God.
You will not.
I will. I will get in there. I guarantee.
Please surrender your vape. Please surrender your THC. Please surrender the alcohol. You're all like, man, you got a lot of rules, man. Please surrender the Tanninite. You're like, oh man, this is crazy, man. This is a third world country.
But by the time he gets in, he's down to his boxers.
Well, it's just not looking good for you, sir. Just try again next year.
I just came to watch a conversation between RFK and Trump. Could you imagine how painful that would be? because that dude can't talk at all.
Well, he's got good things to talk about. It just doesn't sound too good coming
But he
out.
can't. They need to invent something. That might be what happens if Trump puts him in office,
Elon.
like in his cabinet. He's hard to listen to too, man.
Oh, I know.
Like
All
they're
three of them?
really hard. All three of them.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like if you were my friend and you talked like that, I don't know if we could be friends. Yeah, and I can't even impersonate Elon. Can you? It's like a weird like by the year 20. I can't even do it. But by the year 2048, we will be in Mars, and we will have colonies. That it'll be amazing. It's like what? I know he's got a little piece of South Africa in him, but it's just painful.
He's all like, South African.
Yeah, he's South African meets Tism.
Yes,
he does.
Yeah, and if you look at him, he's got the salamander face.
He's got
so
autism.
You kind of like no.
He's Asperger's. He's got Asperger's. That's what it is.
He's smart people are on the spectrum. I mean, that's just how they are.
What's Asperger's? Is that the when your mom drank alcohol?
No, that's
fetal baby syndrome.
No, Asperger's is that night when you're with that guy friend of yours and he bent over and you just started munching the town.
You went to Five Guys and then you got a little busy.
I was wondering
afterwards.
I'm like, where's he going with this? Oh yeah, Asperger.
Just meat in it.
Just remember, please, for my friends that are on social media, posting these post-election videos, and you're going crazy, and you're crying, and you're whining, and you're yelling, and you're demeaning people that are in your circle. Elections aren't won. Elections are lost. So like with anything else that you do in life when you lose, don't crawl in a corner, get in a ball, stand up, get on your feet, and figure out how to fix whatever problem there is that you're passionate about for the next run. But look, in a year from now, when you get that time hop and you see yourself, you're going to hate yourself. You look silly, really silly.
I mean, it also doesn't look good at like your friends and, family and maybe bosses is like, well, damn, they can't handle this loss. I don't know if I want to hire them and something bad goes at the job and they just start freaking out and breaking down, or I don't want to tell them this piece of information because I know how they're going to handle it. They're just going to break down and yell at me.
Or your wife, or let's just say, well, maybe you're single and somebody goes and scouts you and sees that video. Like, this guy's not going to protect me from anybody. Like, get this guy out of town.
Well, I will say when you meet somebody that is a self-identifying Democrat or liberal, right, or leftist, whatever, do you not watch what you say? Like, your entire conversation is like not normal. It's not what you would say in front of somebody that was like, hey, I voted for Trump. I speak very freely in front of conservatives that I know are conservative, but when it's somebody that's left, I'm like, I'm going to offend them. Like, I could say something wrong because I call people and I know it's wrong. And I fall on the sword. I have friends that have gotten, not friends, but acquaintances who have special needs children. And I have a problem with calling people retarded. I just do it. I don't mean it like demeaning. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you're so retarded. Like, don't be retarded. That's retarded. And they get pissed, like really pissed. And I'm like, I have to explain it. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. Okay. You know what I mean?
I get the conversation we had at 6:30 in the morning, Chuck.
You know what I mean?
I get it. I'm in the same boat. I mean, I've stopped caring about other people's feelings, and because they don't care about mine. And so most people that I have conversations, here's what I'll tell you. If you have the same beliefs, the reason why you don't have a problem having the conversation is because both of you guys are blowing each other. And and you agree and you get ramped up, and it's almost like a pregame psych speech, So that's why people that have the same thought process love to talk to each other, because it blows them both up. You get the pop, double pop, boom, look at me. Now, when people talk to somebody with the opposite beliefs, it's a challenge. And most people can't have a cordial debate about things. I recently had to have that conversation with a younger person that is very close to us that has those beliefs times 100. Do I believe?
You mean they're retarded?
No, like just the
Oh,
world.
sorry, I thought we were
It's
still talking. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like-
she's really bad. She's slobbering and she can't walk and she crawls. It's bad. No, like she thinks the world's going to end and blah, 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 and da, 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 da. And she says she couldn't vote. Something happened, like this whole shebang. And it's not over. It's like continuously go. And I had to have a conversation with her. Now, I was very careful with the words that I chose because I was trying to I think that she's extremely misled and fed a lot of doom and gloom.
Was her biggest worry abortion?
Yes. Well, no, women's rights.
Well, see, that's what I don't understand.
Not necessarily abortion, but women's rights, like gay stuff and all that stuff.
Well, I remember when
Hold on, he said women's rights, and then he said, gay stuff.
When I remember
like cactus chewing stuff.
Well, what I don't understand is they're saying, or first off, they're talking about abortions, like they have them every week. Like, how often are y'all having abortions that y'all are this worried about it? Second off,
I think a lot of women have a lot of them.
like weekly.
Well,
Second off,
you can't.
Second off, I
think you need a good 9 months in there.
He said the gestation period of a child is what? It's like 9 days, right? 9 days.
The gas station period.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
Gestation?
Yeah,
is it
gas?
Oh, is it
period.
gestation?
Did you say gas station?
I got my period at the gas station.
Shut up.
You're knocked up at the Chevron and you go over to the 7-Eleven and you end up having it at the
You
Mobil.
know what I meant.
It's the gas station period.
But I'm just saying, I don't understand. The only thing that they think Trump did is he got rid of Roe v. Wade, which just gave the states the power, correct, to decide instead of a federal level. That's the only thing he did. And they're like, oh my God, we're not going to be able, he's going to kill us.
And I want to say numerous states, he won those states, but they overturned the abortion ban.
Yeah.
So he won it. He won the state, but the state still said, you know what, we want abortion. So that shows right there. Let the people choose, man.
He just left it up to the state to decide. Let the people in that state decide. It's not a good thing for the whole nation to decide on it. I think it's a state to state basis.
Yeah.
Well,
that's how I feel.
I saw a video the other day that he had put out.
Gas station.
And I'm guessing these videos are real. They're like really him. But he said that he's going to pass a federal law that would allow everyone in every state to carry a firearm without having to have a concealed permit, like Georgia, Florida, and those states. So states like California that make you jump through hoops and charge you a lot of money. Let me tell you, California, it's a scam. Now, I'm very much for the 8-hour course in order, like, I don't think everyone should have a gun and just be able to put it on their belt, because I've seen really irresponsible firearm owners before. People leaving it on the table at the mall and the bathrooms and stuff like that. You know, I do think that there should be some type of class that you go to. You know, I mean, you got to do it for a car. You know, why not do it for a gun? Unfortunately, you don't have to do it for a kid, which you should, to be honest with you. Anyway, California is a scam. So they like to scream from the mountaintops how they're doing this for the safety of kids and this and this and this and that. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it to make money. You can't buy a gun in the state of California unless it's on a registry. The guns that are on the registry are specifically designed under the guidelines from the state of California, meaning like the SIG that I bought out there has a safety on it. That's fine. But it also has an element to the gun where if the magazine is empty if you don't have the magazine in the gun, but you still have one in the chamber, you can't fire it. Well, that sucks. You know, if that's my last bullets and let's say there's no magazine in there, I'm reloading, whatever the case may be, that sucks. You know, I'm in a situation now. Thank you, state of California. But here's the trick. Here's the catch, is that all those guns that are on the registry, those gun manufacturers have to pay the state of California a nice amount of money in order to be on that registry.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands, if not millions And I'm saying thousands of dollars from each manufacturer. So altogether, it's millions.
So,
and
so when
millions.
you got your concealed weapons permit out there, you're saying that your concealed weapons permit not only gives you the right to bear or carry the weapon, but you have to have a certain weapon attached to that permit?
Unless I brought it with me and I still have to register those guns. Again, I don't mind registering my guns. Actually, I'm for it. I don't care. I'm not a criminal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I have. And actually, I'm okay with it in case they get stolen. So I want people to know the guns that I have. I don't care about that stuff.
I would have registered mine, but I lost them all in a boating accident. I don't have them anymore.
See, and that's the thing. You lost your guns, and then you could report them that you lost them, and here's the serial numbers. So I don't mind. Like, I'm not one of those far right freaks that are going, man, you don't worry about the guns that I have and stuff like that. And but each into their own. That's cool if that's you. Me personally, I'm kind of riding in the middle with it. Like, I think that there should be, and it's unfortunate. It's the one guy, numerous guys screwed it up for all theory. If it helps get guns out of hands out of idiots, I'm not an idiot. A responsible firearm owner should have no problem with having some restrictions when it comes to owning a firearm. And when I say restrictions, I'm talking about taking a class, registering your firearms, all those types of things. But also in the state of California, even with your concealed, that there are rules to how you carry your gun. Like, you can't have your magazine in your gun if you travel. They have to be in two different places. Makes no sense whatsoever.
What do you mean, like in a car?
Yeah, in a car. And they can't be shown. Like, I forget all the rules. I think after you get your concealed, it's a little bit more lax, but like, you would have to have your ammo in your trunk and your firearm in your console.
God forbid you get jacked.
Hold on. I got to reload in the back.
You mind if I pop the trunk real quick?
I got to open up. I got to make my bullets real quick in the back. Hold on. Let me assemble the bullets. I got to put the gun back together.
Counting out the grain in your back seat. Like, okay.
I was terrified to have my gun on me because I don't want to be the guy that has a gun and does and like use it, and I'm the bad guy. And the other thing that they push, this is the only state that I've ever seen them do this. They push firearm insurance. So in case you get in an altercation, you have an attorney to represent you because you're paying this insurance.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
I was going to, and then I got fired, and then I moved.
Oh.
and here's the other thing they told me. I said, okay, so what's the castle doctrine here in California? I know in Florida, it's like, dude, you're on my property. I think you're going to break in. I'm going to shoot you, and you're cool. And they're okay with it. Like, oh, no, that's not the case here. Your garage is not considered part of your domicile. Like, so if somebody's breaking in your garage, you got to let them break in your garage.
Oh, and don't you have to retreat to the furthest point before you can use deadly force? So you have to like show that you've retreated as far as you can retreat.
I tried to run away, but he kept coming.
Well, the other thing was
killed him on the block. Yeah, well,
the other thing was you have to show that there was a threat. So if somebody were to break in your house, or if your door were open, let's say, and they walk in and say, I'm going to steal your TV. And you're like, no, you're not. And you try and you shoot them. You would be at fault. Like, because there was no threat. They just walk. So I'm like, the threat is them in your house.
Even if they have that butcher knife from the kitchen in their hand?
I guess I was like, this is ridiculous. Some like the instructors and all the instructors hate it. And they just passed something else to make it even more difficult. Like, these guys are just, they're going crazy over there.
That's Newsom, right?
Yeah. Dude, I just want to know I'm all cool with when you get a gun, you get a background check, you get carry, you do a background check and everything. But how many of these school shooters, the people that are shooting up these crowds, come back with a bad background check? Like, I don't think they've done anything before. So what's the background check going to do?
There's been quite a few of them that have been on a list that have been at least identified. The problem is, and I mean, when I was working in law enforcement, it was a lot, dude. You get notified of people that they say, hey, I'm worried about so-and-so. And they could be a threat. Dude, you get so many of these, it's impossible. The resources are not there for law enforcement to run all these down. So it's like a needle in a stack of needles, right? So I get it. I mean, when they say, oh, somebody reported them to the FBI 3 years ago. You know how many people get reported to the FBI? Dude, I've worked these call centers during like situations, especially out in California, where people are calling nonstop about, hey, my grandfather is doing X, Y, and Z, and I think that he's the one that, killed Hoffa or whatever. And you're like, what? Like, it's just so much crap. So they just don't have the resources, dude. So I don't put a lot of stock into that. So I think background checks are good, but there's only so much you can do. Now, what's going to happen is this is what scares me. And I know, Jason, you're in the same boat. If you talk to a professional and you have somebody that you go to on a regular basis, whether it be a therapist, psychiatrist, whatever you call it, what I'm worried about is they start saying, hey, we need those records. We need to know how many visits Jason has had in the last year to talk to a doctor. And it's over 3, your guns are gone.
Well,
That's
it's like if you're a pilot, you can't go to therapy if you're a pilot. They'll take your pilot's license away. Oh, something's going on with him. He can't be a pilot.
Law enforcement, if you go see a professional and you're in law enforcement, they take your gun away.
Yeah.
And that to me is just so counterproductive when you're sitting there going, hey, these guys need mental health help and assistance. And you're telling them if they go get it, then they lose their gun. Now, granted, you're not fired, but you're going to be on weeds and seeds sitting out there, washing cop cars. How much fun is that? Hey, Brandon, what'd you do? Well, I went and saw a psychiatrist. And they're like, all right, nut job. So it's just,
I don't know, man. I watched Law and Order and Liv and everybody. They've been to a psychiatrist and they got to keep their gun.
Mm-hmm. I never seen anybody go see one and tell everybody about it and successfully keep their weapon. But
Mel Gibson had to go. He kept his gun and lethal weapon.
Well, I think if you go because you shot someone, it's a little different. Then you're cool. Then you're cool. Hey, what were you talking to the shrink about? Oh, I capped some dude. Like, oh man, that's sweet.
I could see just walking in there like some crazy cop, like, I talked to a psychiatrist. He's like waving his gun around. He's like, she said I'm fucking crazy, man. I could pop off any second.
The desk pop.
Bow, bow.
I saw that Nick Bosa, the defensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers, got fined for wearing his Make America Great Again hat when he busted in on the interview the other week, the post-game interview after they won. And he was asked about it in a press conference, and he kept cool and he kept his mouth shut, and he was like, that's fine, you're gonna find me. I don't understand. I mean, the guy wasn't making, he just had the hat on, whether he did it on purpose or not.
Oh, he did it on purpose.
Okay. So he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. And he probably knew he was going to get fined, and he knew it would bring attention.
Oh yeah. He knew.
So, but you have, again, and I said this about radio, they don't want their radio personalities talking about topic A, which they've always told you to talk about, which would be the election. And mainly because these days they've hired people that don't know how to talk about it properly without polarizing their audience. There is a way to talk about it without polarizing your audience. But yet you have no problem taking the money from these politicians when they want to run their ads on your television station or radio station, when most of the time 90% of them are lies. Both sides.
But in all fairness, you did hear the commercials or the ads, and as soon as you heard one, you heard the other
one, and then you heard the other, and then
it
the
was
other.
Crazy, dude. It was like back to back. And I was like, okay, well, at least they're trying. I mean, they're making a killing. They're making a killing. But it is interesting because I remember like the last election. I don't remember that. I remember the last election. It was like you would see just nonstop Trump or just nonstop Biden, but you never saw back to back both views. So I thought
that's what they're doing. 4 in a row. They would just flip flop, 4 in a row.
I like them. I love political commercials.
I'm so tired of them.
Oh my
God. They don't put out enough is the problem. They have like 4 ads from each campaign, and you just keep seeing those 4 ads. Like, give me like 35 of them. Like, mix it up a little bit. All right. I don't want to see the same one twice.
Here's my problem with political ads is, the end of the movie, right? The end of the story. No one yet has been creative enough to do something like, hey, my name is such and such. I'm running for such and such. Most of the time, this 30 seconds cost $1 million. You know what I did? I cut a deal, and I'm giving half that money to the homeless of blankety blank. So I'm cutting it short. It's only 15 seconds.
Or just going on there and specifically saying, I'm not going to attack my opponent. I'm going to sit here and talk to you, the American people, and tell you this is who I am. This is what I stand for. But I'm not going to attack Jason. I'm not going to attack. something like that, that would resonate. And if you had the right political person, which these two are not those
Well,
people to do
They
that.
had RFK doing it, and they're like, "Nah, we won't shut him up," because he was saying the same thing. He's like, "Look, I know you're tired of how America's been the past 8 years, talking about both campaigns. He's like, I'm tired of us arguing. Let's just get back down to the basics of what we really need to do." And I don't think the Democratic Party
Well, in
liked
all
that. I mean,
fairness,
Trump
no one
didn't like it at first.
In all fairness, no one understood him. So
McCain probably had the best line ever on what a political candidate should be and represent. Like, I liked John McCain. A lot of respect for John McCain. Hate it when Trump went after him. Hated it. He was doing a town hall meeting when he was running against Obama. And somebody in the crowd trashed Obama's family. And McCain cut him off. I said, well, no. His family's pleasant. They're very nice. And that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that. You know, let's stick with the policies. And and this was a supporter of his. And he shut him up because he's like, no. We're not doing that. They're very nice people. They have nothing to do with this. They're very sweet. They're very nice, whatever. I was like, that's cool. That's the way you do it. And that's why I'm saying about all of you individuals that are out there saying these things. I mean, you're saying horrible things about your friends and your family because they have a different point of view. You know, like, if your candidate would have won, you obviously wouldn't be acting like this. And I hope you wouldn't be pounding your chest. And for those that had their candidate win, don't pound your chest. That gets nowhere. That gets you nowhere. This game has gotten bigger than a football game. A football game, you can, rib a little bit. I told you, man. I knew they'd come through. Look at those Steelers. I understand that's the fella talking a football game. This has changed everything. People are way too touchy about this. It'll end relationships. It'll end friendships. You can't do that. If you really honestly want what's best for the country, if you're a Trump fan and you know somebody that's upset about Harris losing, you will say, hey, man, sorry to hear that. It's an election, but let's hope for the best in the next 4 years. There's going to be some good and some bad. Maybe we can learn from each other. And if you're a Harris fan, don't make stuff up and whine and cry. Be a good loser, right? There's nothing that's going to come from it. You have no control over the outcome of this election. Zero control. So your actions right now make you look so fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. And it's going to live with you forever.
I've got friends, close friends I talk to probably, a couple times a week, and I know how they vote and how they think. And at that point, I don't even bring it up. Everybody knows how the election played out. I know how they feel. They know how I feel. I just feel like there's no reason to talk about it. Just brush it under the rug. Let's keep moving on with our lives. Guess what? We still got to go to work tomorrow. We still got to continue our regular lives. Just nothing's really changed, in the big scheme of things. Nothing's really changed. It's all pretty much the same still.
Yeah. And another thing the Republicans did right in this go around, and I think people saw this, is they have a plan for after 4 years. If you look at what the left did, they don't have a plan. They didn't even have a plan to replace Biden. They thought Biden was good until he got up on stage and, was in La La Land. And yet, and there was, whether Harris was the plan all along or not, did you think that the Waltz is the plan for the future? You know what I mean? No. So JD
is something else.
One of the smartest things that the right has done that Trump did was pick JD Vance. That guy, I think, can resonate across the board. I think he can talk to both sides of the people. Like that guy's got it going on. There's something about that guy that's likable. He doesn't come across as too right, I don't think, personally, but he's kind of your blue collar, everyday dude.
He used to be a Democrat.
Well, there you go.
So I got a question because I don't know the
He hated
answer to
Trump.
this.
Yeah.
I think one of you might know the answer. So because it's Trump, right? So you never know what he's going to do. If Trump gets into when he goes into office, if after 2 years, let's just say 2 years, he says, you know what, I'm done. I'm stepping down as president. JD, you're now president. right? Can he run and win 2 additional terms, or does that 2 years count as his first term?
I don't think so, but that's a good question. I don't know. I don't
Going to be
think
brought
so.
up for sure.
Because
They
that
were
would
talking about that.
be that would be a mic drop moment. Like,
Because there was only one other president in history. I think it was Coolidge or Grover, something like that. That had
Grover Cleveland twice.
He's the
station,
only
gas
other he's the only other president that served a term, didn't win a re-election, and then got
Grover
another
Cleveland.
term.
Yes,
So I don't
Grover-
know if they
But if you get, well, who's the president that took over after Kennedy was assassinated?
Lyndon B. Johnson, right?
Yeah,
Was it
Lyndon B. Johnson. Yeah.
So if Johnson would have won 2 consecutive terms, could he have won 2 consecutive terms after that?
Because he came in.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
never
took over.
elected. He took over. I don't know.
It's a
But if
good
that is what I think, if you want to talk about people losing their minds, if Trump decides after a year, which honestly, man, he's old. I mean, I know he doesn't look it. That dude is old. If he wanted to step down and say, I'm just going to golf for the rest of my life and turn it over to JD,
I got
And
to
that
send here,
dude
JD. Take it over.
and that dude ran and won, and then he ran again, and what people would lose their 10 years,
Well-
11 years in office.
What would be insane is if JD's president, and then you got RFK's vice president, and then you put Trump as Secretary of State.
Dude, RFK, stop. He can't. Don't do this. It makes me cringe.
Fellow
thinking,
Americans,
you guys don't. I don't know how you guys don't. It is the worst thing I've ever heard. It hurts my ears.
my fellow American, like
It's
the
tough, but if you can,
State of the Union will have a to be continued tomorrow night.
He'll have to cut all commercials, and he'll just be like, I mean, I can't.
You have to Google his sister. His sister sounds the exact same way.
So it's not like he had his voice box crushed when he was 6.
It's a family thing, man.
I thought he had an accident. Is what I heard.
His sister's got it too, though.
I would
I think
tell
they were both in
people
that car wreck.
I would tell people that.
What kind of car wreck makes you like, oh, we're fine, but our voices are all fucked up?
I'd tell people I was on a bull and I got bucked off after like 8.9 seconds, something really good, you know.
So
and I
you-
crushed
What
my
happened to
voice
my
box.
grandma? Yeah, she hit a cow with her car when she was young.
Wait. Hold on. Did you say she had a cow with your car?
She hit a cow with her car when she was young. Now her
How's
left
that like?
leg's
How's that like bull riding?
Oh, it's dangerous, and it's
It's not
driving-
dangerous. She was driving a car. She
you
hit
hit a cow. You know how dangerous it is to hit a cow.
You're comparing driving a car into a cow to riding a bull.
I guarantee it's a lot worse driving a car into a cow than riding a bull.
No, what?
Was the
Not
cow in the middle of the road?
Yes.
So the cow didn't move.
No. It
Oh.
got hit.
Oh, okay, got it.
It got hit.
I can't even imagine. Hey, Brandon, you want to go ride a bull? Man, I got something way more dangerous, man. Let's drive around looking for a cow to hit with our car. Like what?
You gotta think about it. They didn't
Well,
wear seatbelts back then, and then you slam. She
No,
flew out of the windshield. It's bad.
Shut up. No,
No, she did.
Not wearing a seatbelt. Hey, I'll tell you, when I was in Alaska, I saw a car hit a moose.
That's bad.
Poor car.
Oh yeah.
The moose just fell over, died, but the car was destroyed.
What kind of car was it?
It's dangerous.
It was a small car, but still,
Like a
it was,
sedan?
it was probably smaller than that. It was like, you know,
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
this
those
was in
are
late
dangerous.
80s, but
Like
it was
a Fiero.
no, it was just kind of small compact car, but that car was destroyed. So I know what Brandon's talking about. Like
It's bad.
it's bad. It's
It's
really-
Well, I got.
It's
I'll
bad.
I'll be right.
man.
I got August about to clean the basement. There's a bunch of dog piss, and he's about to use bleach. I got to tell him not to do it. We're about to die down here. It's gonna be
All right, go.
chloride gas.
Go sign to August.
Why would you use bleach to clean up dog piss?
He told him not to, but he's deaf August. He didn't hear him. Do you think that these people that are that upset about the election, it's going to ruin their holidays coming up?
No. Just like anything in life, man, you're going to be pissed. You're going to be upset for what? 2 weeks. After that, reality sets in. Now, what's going to piss them off is when the inauguration happens, January 20th, and Kid Rock and Jason Aldean are up there rocking it on the cat. That's going to piss them off again, and they're probably going to let that one's going to last. That's going to hurt. That's going to burn a little bit.
Did you see the Kid Rock video
Which one?
where he comes out? He says Kid Rock versus Bill Ritchie, and Kid Rock comes out and he's dressed up as Kid Rock, and he flicks everybody off and grabs his crotch. And then he walks back in the door. And he comes out as Bill Ritchie, and he sits down, and this is like this sincere political message how we all have to come together. It's pretty cool. It was really cool, actually. I love Kid Rock. I think it's really cool. So I'm looking at this. I'm going, okay, we're so close to the holidays. Are all these people's Thanksgiving, are all these people's Christmases going to be ruined because they think this? Now, I agree. People get over things fairly quickly. It's one day this, and that's why I'm telling you guys, you can't act this way, because you feel this way one day, you emotion post, and then the next day you're like, no, whether you delete it or not, at least one person has seen it. And that's your digital footprint. So I don't know, you answer me on social media. If you're one of these people that are emotion posting, is it going to ruin your Thanksgiving? Like you're sitting around the table surrounded by maybe not like-minded people, and screw it, turkey sucks, fuck the pilgrims.
I saw a lot of people post, they say they're not even going to their family Thanksgivings. Like, are you serious? Like,
Well, that's right, because they have a bunch of Trump family members.
Well,
I mean, if you have a bunch of
liberal, right?
But I mean, if you have a bunch of liberal, well, I guess yeah, because if you have a bunch of liberal family members, they're all just going to complain the whole time.
Well,
Can you believe this turkey was only 3 cents a pound? This is stupid. Gas prices, yeah, they're great.
So that's the rule. Thanksgiving table, Christmas table should be no politics. But then you say, okay, no politics, no religion. Well, you got to have religion. That's what Christmas is. Like in Thanksgiving, you should say a prayer before you eat.
Well, not for you.
Yeah, Jesus voted Trump.
I'm not
happy Hanukkah, Jason.
I'm not a practicing Jew, you asshole.
You are to
13
me.
candles.
You are to me now. I'm gonna get you so many Hanukkah gifts.
We got to give him a little candle thing. Little candle, 13 candles.
Festival.
It's called a menorah.
Of lights.
It's called a menorah.
See, he knows. He's Jew. He's a Jewish.
That's what goes on your head?
No,
that's yarmulke.
What's a menorah?
Candles.
The candles, the thing for the candles. 7 candles.
I thought it was just a candlestick.
No, they got 13 of them on there.
Can't stick.
13?
Can't stick.
How do you know 13?
Because I saw
Jason.
Jason. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Jason Bailey, Jewish.
Yeah.
All makes sense.
I don't know. I just found out about this.
You're like our resident Jew now. Every time we have a Jewish question, we're like, Jason, is hummus?
How do your
really
people feel?
Yeah. I can talk Jewish stuff now because I got half Jew in me. That's the only reason I brought it up. I've never said that to anybody before. I've known it.
I didn't know either. I was shocked.
So because you're half Jew, okay. I'm just asking. I don't know. Well,
I promise you're not going to offend me.
Okay. Because you're half Jewish, were you not circumcised when you were a kid?
Do you think I got a turtle head?
Yeah. Isn't that like...
No,
you got a squeegee extra?
That's like a one-way ticket to hell if you get that thing chipped.
Okay,
cut.
so let me explain for those that might not know my background. I never knew my father.
But they probably knew you were half Jewish when you were born, and they were like, "We can't do this."
No, he wasn't there when I was born.
Oh, but didn't you have to have your Jewish real last name on the birth certificate?
No, my brother's father is on my birth certificate.
So it wasn't like Bernstein or whatever.
He's not Jewish.
No, he's not Jewish. He's Muslim.
Oh, damn.
He's Muslim.
That's why you're so angry at yourself.
They fitted him for a suicide vest when he was born, and
my biological
inner conflict. The Jews and the Muslim in his head.
Jason Muhammad Hussein.
My biological last name is Muhammad. Yeah.
Muhammad Hussein.
I was
Why
born
is this baby crying? Why is this baby crying?
I thought the skin on his penis.
I inherited 18 7-Elevens. No. So like that whole family's hardcore Jew though. Like they're big into it. Like they do
real
all this.
Jew.
Yeah, they're real Jew.
Super Jew.
You're which family?
My biological side.
Oh, still.
Yeah, well, I just met my brother and my sister. So I got all
Did he wear the hat?
No, he didn't wear it to lunch.
But he does wear it.
I'm sure he wears it to church or synagogue or whatever.
You should start going, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you get a lot of perks being a Jew.
A lot of perks.
Everybody wants to kill you.
you know,
Like,
lately,
half of Middle East hates you.
a lot of it right now. There's a little bit of hate, and you know, the whole 1942 thing. But besides that, I think everything's all right.
Yeah, but I went to Catholic high school.
Oh yeah, you're
I'm a
disqualified.
I don't understand the hate toward Jews. Is there like
I
a
don't
reason?
understand. I don't understand how he's Jewish, Catholic, and Muslim. He's just everything.
Yeah, I'm diverse. I'm a big deal in the religious world.
You look like a lot of religions put together. Just looking
am.
at you.
I am.
Got a
I'm a-
bunch
If I
in
didn't
there.
know, if I didn't know him, I'd say he's Jewish. I didn't even know that you were
Yeah.
Jewish. Now I can't get it out of my eyes.
yeah,
You're 100% Adam Sandler.
I'm
Goldberg.
gonna have to pray extra tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Pray all you want. Pray for me. Pray for you. Pray for my people. Pray for the Exodus.
Hey, when we come down for Podcasting Force 4, can we go to your synagogue?
Absolutely. Yeah. I got a new one.
It's underneath ozone therapy. It's underneath there.
Yeah.
It's between ozone therapy and the casino where he loses all his money.
You got an underground tunnel like the underground Jews in New York.
That I take personally. The poker room. That's that's not a topic we need to talk about. It is.
I noticed you haven't been bragging about it lately.
Must be not going good.
Nothing to brag about. I mean, it's been so bad, literally out of my hands bad. I'll give you an example. So the other night, I was doing well, and then all goes to shit. But I'm short stack. It's late. I'm irritated. And Rach always tells me, she's like, you win when you're having fun, you know? And I'm like, well, I'm having fun when I'm winning. And she goes, but you have to win when you have to have fun when you're losing, because that's when you win. So I'm trying to have fun. I get in a hand with this guy who I just don't like. Something about him, I just didn't like him. And I have ace-7 of hearts. He raises pre-flop. I'm on the button, so I'm in position to $20. Not a problem. I call the $20. Is that how that? Yeah. So anyway, the flop comes out, ace, queen, something. And there's 2 hearts. So I've got top pair and the nut flush draw. Next card, he bets $50. I call the $50. Next card comes out. It's a bust. It's a wash. It's a nothing. He bets $100. Or no, he puts me all in for like $250. That's all I had left.
And all you got are a pair of aces.
I've got top pair and the nut flush draw. Yeah, I mean,
and you got the flush.
I have the nut flush draw.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if I have 2 hearts and there's 2 hearts out there, that means that 4 hearts are exposed. There's 13 hearts in the deck. So I've got 9 outs. In my eyes, I don't know what he has. So that would mean 3 other aces are out. So that's now 12 outs for another ace and hitting a 7. So that would be 3 sevens. So that would be, I have 15 outs to better my hand. Right. And then the last card comes, of course, it's a 7, no hearts. I've got 2 pair. He's got ace queen. I've got ace 7. I mean, it's like really, and that's how it was all night with every single hand. And I haven't been beat up that bad. So I'm playing in a big tournament this week that they have coming up. So, but it's not cash. I mean, it's just a tournament. So,
he's like, yeah, don't even get me started how much money I'm losing. But I just went all in on a huge tournament that's starting next week.
2,500 to enter. That's it. Pretty cheap.
nah, it's $250 to enter with $100,000 up for grabs. So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, but you got ups and downs. I've been through this before. You got to come back. So anyway, by the way, so I'm probably not gonna have any money to buy my family anything for Christmas. So back to the holidays thing. I bring that up because I wanted to bring up this question. Rach and I were talking about this the other day. She's a big, like right now at this time in November, she's already full blown Christmas holiday movie watching. She wants to watch Elf. She wants to watch all these things.
Yeah.
I have a difference of opinion on that. I've got rules. She thinks I have too many rules. Like I don't eat breakfast after 11 o'clock. It's just my rule. I don't eat breakfast after 11 o'clock.
Well, they call it lunch then.
Right. It's lunchtime. So you
Okay.
eat lunch.
He has lunch pancakes.
I put it on bread. It makes sense. So let me ask you, what Christmas movies can you watch before Thanksgiving? Or unless you're like my wife, that you're like, okay, it's full. Like she's got our Talking Santa up. She's putting our tree up here soon. Or I guess we are putting our tree up. She's getting ready to decorate. She put a Christmas tree in a live ozone therapy spa already. She's ready to rock and roll. And one side of me
Does
goes,
Christmas have to be the main theme of the movie, or can it just be like it took place during Christmas? And I'm not talking about Die Hard.
He's about to say Die Hard.
No, I'm not. I got another one in mind. But are you saying like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation type Christmas?
well, now you're getting into a different conversation of what is a Christmas movie.
Under Siege. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, I was thinking of Daddy's Home 2.
I haven't seen the
Yeah.
second one.
I mean, technically that's a Christmas movie
All right.
because
Yeah.
they're celebrating Christmas.
Then I'm going to say, yeah, but you don't go to the classics. You can't go to the classics. They got to be like an offshoot. You can't.
I can't
be
even watch
watching Elf. You can't be watching the Santa Claus. I'm trying to think of the other like classic movies.
So I have the same thought process. That's what I said too. So there's a movie that we both love. It's called Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
Great movie.
Love that movie. Can't spell families without lies. So true. Love that movie. It's obviously a Christmas movie. It's in the title. But to me, it's not a Christmas movie. It's more of I don't know. It's based around Christmas, but it's not about Christmas. It's not like it's not about how about this? It's not about the Christmas spirit. Like Elf is all about the Christmas spirit. That's what the whole movie is. Christmas Vacation is all about the Christmas spirit. So, there's always the argument of what is a Christmas movie and what's not a Christmas movie. And I don't know if I've always said this, but I think if the movie is about the Christmas spirit, then it's a Christmas movie. Just because it's based during Christmas doesn't mean it's Christmas, which would then say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
And Home Alone.
Home Alone would not be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not about the Christmas spirit.
And see, I totally think it is a Christmas movie.
But it's not about the Christmas spirit. It's about, it just takes place during Christmas time.
Well, the spirit definition is yours. I mean, I don't think it has to be. I think it's.
No, it's not.
Is the movie predominantly based about Christmas? And Home Alone couldn't happen without Christmas.
No. That's not my definition of the Christmas spirit. Is the Christmas spirit like at the end of Elf when Santa's sleigh gets up off the ground because of the Christmas spirit? People believe in Santa. That's Christmas. A Christmas Vacation. The Christmas spirit brings everyone together. It's not about the check. It's not about the bonus. It's about being together with family for Christmas. That's the Christmas spirit. You see what I'm saying?
I still think Home Alone's a classic.
Home Alone has nothing to do with the Christmas spirit. It's just the kid was left at home.
No, the day and then she got home on Christmas Day, and then on Home Alone 2 in New York, they wake up at the plaza and their room is full of Christmas gifts from Dunkin'. Toys.
But that's not the Christmas spirit definition.
That's defined Christmas spirit.
No, you're retarded.
Christmas movies make me sad.
Christmas movies make me sad.
They do.
Movie make me sad.
I think because it's life's a lot shittier than how I used to remember Christmas. I used to remember Christmas being a great time, and now I just dread it. God Almighty, I hate.
Are you serious? You dread it?
I am. Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's just because I think about it. I'm like, man, I remember when I used to have real fun Christmas time, and it was all, all involved, and it was a good time. Got Santa and presents and whatnot. Now it's just kind of sad. It's just like,
you know what's
damn,
going to change.
another year's gone. I mean, I'm still a fan of my boy JC. I tell him happy birthday, but
you know what's going to change all that for you?
Kids.
What?
When you have kids.
Yeah, I will. But
it multiplies it 1,000 times better than you remember.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm sure
weird.
it will. Yeah.
And you know what brings you back down and makes you sad again?
When they leave the house and go to Alabama.
Yep. when the kid this will
when
be,
she says, I'm sorry, I can't come home for Christmas this year. I got to spend it with my boyfriend at the University of Georgia.
Well, they're not going out anymore, but I told Rach
already
that's coming sooner or later. Not this year. You know, I mean, eventually, you know, like her senior year, if she gets serious with a boy or something like that.
No, them breaking up. He's saying it's gonna. You said they're gonna break up in a year.
They already broke up.
Yeah, they already broke up. You should listen to the Honey I Raised the Kids podcast. It's pretty good.
What happened? Oh, you
Uh-huh.
talked about it?
Yeah.
He said, "Go for $4.99 a month. You can find."
No,
He said
actually-
she listened to it. It's like, I need to break up with my boyfriend.
Actually, you should pay attention because that one's free. You should learn the show that you're on.
I'll call Rachel for free. I'm like, hey, what happened?
Yeah, they broke
So,
up.
so you don't got to worry about her going to a boy's house for Christmas, is what you're saying.
No,
There's still 2 months left in the year, Chuck.
oh my God, you're like a fucking 4-year-old. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. I said that her senior year, if she gets serious with somebody and she's going to venture off into the workforce and all that stuff, she's a real adult. That's the time when you start spending it with your significant other. Now we don't have anything to worry about, you know, but when you're an empty nester like us, this is the first, I mean, she'll be home and Caleb will come over and Caleb's here right now and it'll be fine. But the good stuff about, you know, you always bitch about when the kids are younger and you're spending money on the shit that they don't need. And it's just so much stuff and everything's everywhere. And you blew thousands of dollars for stuff that they're going to break or not play with or whatever the case may be. When they're gone, you miss those days of spending money on things you don't have to spend money on and going and searching for those things and finding those things and wrapping those things. Because like I was talking to Rach about this the other day. I'm like, what do we get them? Like I don't even need anything. You know, it's like one of those years where, you know, it's an interesting year. We just started a business. We just moved back. We're rebuilding in a rebuilding process. We just got settled in this house, all these things. Like, don't spend money on things for me that I don't need because we don't have the money to do that, you know? And the same with you. And the kids, like she doesn't live here. She lives in a small condo. Like, what are we going to get her? You know, Caleb, like they both probably just want cash. So is it going to be like one of those years where it's like, here's $1,000 or whatever the case may be?
You giving out $1,000? I'm about to come down there for Christmas. $1,000 for Christmas? Hell yeah. Just give her like
August isn't going to leave you. August isn't going to leave any money in your stocking.
A stock? We ain't got no stockings.
You guys don't put up stockings.
No.
No,
I don't have children.
Brandon goes to his dad's house and his dad's like not there. And he just
No, he's there. I got stockings at my dad's. Yeah. My stocking is over there.
like they get like one prize. He wakes up and he gets one prize and
Bag of Marlboro Reds.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Daddy.
Order out. And
Thank you, Daddy.
the night before they drink a lot of beer and hang it on the tree. That's how they decorate, you know. So
Yeah. It used to be fun. I used to enjoy it. Now I don't. Family kind of fell apart too. So I kind of
I'm worried about this year, you know, and I know Rach knows I'm worried about it. So I think that's why she's starting early with these movies. You know, I'm like,
why are you worried about it?
Because I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Love Christmas. But this year's different. It's something's different about it.
This is when you start to not like it as much.
I won't let that happen. I won't let that happen. But I'm afraid that this year is not going to be as Christmassy as like I'm just not into it. You know,
You know what you should do to spice it up? You should research Hanukkah for real and do that too.
Maybe I'll do
try Hanukkah.
Yeah, maybe
I wouldn't mind trying it.
Yeah.
You get 13 days of celebration, man. That's 2 weeks. You ain't got to go to work either. You tell them it's a religion thing.
No, I think you still have to go to work.
Oh, really? Damn.
Well, I mean, most Jewish people work at banks, so I'm guessing they go to work.
No, they don't. They own them.
Yeah.
So what are you most worried about for Christmas? Just
that
it's not going to be happy.
Yes, yeah, it's going to suck. Like the kids will be here, and like, what do? We eat. There's not going to be a lot of prizes, and everything's going to be decorated. That's cool, but it's not going to be the stuff, and like there's going to be like 4 or 5 things. You open it and it's done. Boom.
Yeah, dude. If me and Megan were in your guys' situation, we would just spend the 7 days before Christmas naked. Like I would I'd be like, all right, this is going to be the greatest Christmas ever. And you just got to wear a bow all week.
A what?
We can,
a bow. Like you just put a bow on, and that's it.
We can.
Where are you putting the bow at?
Still do that.
It changes every day. It's like a present.
Oh, cool.
How big is the bow?
Really small. It's like the smallest bow you've ever seen.
So
Yeah, you don't want the bow to overshadow anything else.
No, I want the bow to just not even like it doesn't it doesn't leave anything to the imagination. It's just a little tiny bow.
What if Bo is an actual, like, really good looking blonde haired guy with blue eyes?
Well,
Bow's
he's tiny, apparently. I just said he's tiny.
tiny Bo.
A little midget. Yeah, midget
Tiny-
bow.
Tiny Bo with his little Bobo.
Yeah, Megan's like, hey, meet Bo. Sorry, I messed up on the whole what we're doing thing.
I thought I really misunderstood the Bo thing. Sorry about that. Totally misunderstood it. So anyway, you guys want to hear a Livin Rent free submission? This one's I got some lengthy ones, so this has got some girth to it. Again, remember, Livin Rent free. If you would like your rent paid by the BS. Sponsored by Inspect All Pest Services, inspectallservices.com. You can go to thebaileyshow.com and tell me why you should have a free month of rent for December to help you out for the holidays. If I'm living rent free in people's brains, you should be too. Remember, you have to be a subscriber to this podcast in order to win. You will put an email address in when you submit your story, and this is up to $2,500. If that email does not match the email that you signed up to subscribe to this podcast on, and it's through Spotify, then you cannot win. So, and I've already gotten a couple that, when they come in, I usually will go and search. I just have a list of all the subscribers to the podcast, and I'll just type in the email and find. And if I can't find it, I can't find it. So I got to throw those out. There's already been a couple of those. I don't understand why some people, like the guy on Facebook, doesn't understand this. It's really easy promotion. I mean, it's not rocket science, man. Well, I don't understand it. Did I just misunderstand everything, the rules here? And all I hear is people whining that they need money. Well, they're not whining to need money. I'm asking them to submit why they should get their rent paid. So if you look at it as whining, that's your problem. I don't look at it as whining. I look at it as people that need help. And we are, I would guess, the only podcast in the world that is doing this. That makes us unique. That makes us different. You tell me another podcast that's giving out $2,500 up to $2,500 for rent and or mortgage, then I'll take that comment back. But I don't think you can. All right, you can go to thebaileyshow.com for your submission. Here we go. So I'm entering to win so that I can win on behalf of another. My father, a few years ago, developed stage 4 skin cancer melanoma, which had spread to his lungs. At the time, with a 5-year survival rate, his spirits were 100%, not where they should be when you expect to fight against such a devastating diagnosis. With such a rapid spread, they advised that finding the initial location of the cancer would be almost impossible. And at this point, treatment was the only solution. With aggressive treatment comes high and lows mentally, with whether or not the treatment will even work to such a large stage. As far as I'm aware, the one major issue tumor has been stopped in its tracks, and there's been no growth due to the treatment provided by the Cancer Treatment Center in Noonan, Georgia. However, to get to the point, insurance handles a lot, but obviously never enough. It puts a heavy strain on a single income family to cover the rest of the cost of certain medication. Personally, I am employed in law enforcement capacity, and I help out around where I can, but we are definitely not a well-paid profession, and I am just a single individual, so whatever I make on a paycheck is it. With that being said, this is not meant to be a sad story, and in fact, my father has been in great spirits with taking the treatments and has appeared to be in a way better place to deal with what used to be a death sentence for many human beings. Yeah. Did you get that? It's done. The end.
That was
a rough one.
Oof.
Oh.
I mean, that's a really good one.
I didn't know you had skin on your lungs. That's
Oh.
new. Something I learned today.
Chuck, you okay?
Well,
Go ahead.
He said he has
Man.
skin cancer on his lungs, Chuck.
it's not skin.
How do you get skin cancer on your lungs if there's not skin there?
You get skin cancer and then it spreads to other. That would be lung cancer. He has lung
Okay.
cancer. that spread from his skin cancer, the melanoma. It gets in your lymph nodes and then it spreads. So you can get brain cancer. It doesn't mean you got skin cancer on your brain, or prostate cancer. You're like, damn it, I got skin cancer on my prostate. Like it's not.
Well, I knew my grandpa had lung cancer. He died from that, but I didn't know skin cancer
Okay.
could transition.
Did he have lung cancer, or did he have skin cancer of the lungs?
He had lung cancer. He didn't have it
Okay.
on the skin of the lungs. He had it on the inside
There's
of the
no
lungs.
skin.
I got shot with a
I
gun
don't know.
and the bullet caused internal
don't know.
bleeding. So I died of internal bleeding. There's no bullet in the internal bleeding.
Yeah, see, that makes Chuck sound dumb, doesn't it?
What?
No, I kind of agree with Chuck. Yeah.
Skin.
You
He
understand,
said he
right?
had skin cancer on his lungs.
No, he said he developed stage 4 skin cancer melanoma,
Okay.
which
Following.
spread to his lungs. The skin didn't spread to his lungs. The cancer spread.
Weirdest thing. You have stage 4 skin cancer, but it's in your stomach. Somehow the cancer went to your stomach. Like, dude, really?
No, we
Brandon,
don't think it's right, man. It
I
ain't
thought
right.
I thought you were kidding.
No, he's not kidding.
No, it's. I mean, if you got skin cancer, it's gonna be on your skin.
That spread to his lungs.
Well, then it becomes lung cancer. It's not still skin cancer.
He didn't say it was skin cancer of the lungs. He said it's melanoma that spread to his lungs.
Okay, and then it became lung cancer, though, right? I'm just trying to make sure I get all the.
It
These
didn't
are very.
become any-
There's
no,
a
the
lot of money on the
cancer
line here.
It doesn't
I'm just
become
making sure I
anything.
understand.
It's created. Once it's in the lungs, it's now lung cancer. It's not skin cancer of the lungs that turned into lung cancer.
I said there's a lot on the line here. I just wanted to double check, make sure we're understanding, make sure I don't know what's going. When it comes down to vote, I'm gonna be like, well, that dude, I don't. It just didn't make a lot of sense.
He's a medical anomaly. He had skin cancer on his lungs. I'm voting for that guy.
Can you imagine Brandon being a doctor? He's like, man, none of this makes sense right now. None of this makes sense.
We
I
got a
don't
lot on the
understand.
line. Jason.
We got to bring in. You concur, doctor? You concur, doctor? We need to bring in some nurses, some candy strappers. I just don't understand any of this. It makes no sense.
Every decision he makes, he's like, all right, let's take a vote. Should we do brain surgery? She's like, sir, I clean the bathrooms.
Yeah,
Your opinion is important to me.
yeah.
We're looking for another person. We got a position opening up. We're just gonna see what you think.
What you stink.
So you understand, Brandon? He's skin cancer, melanoma spread to the lungs. Very.
So he no longer has the skin cancer, just the lung cancer.
No, it's okay. Chuck, you're on the same page.
I'm tracking, man. I'm tracking.
I'm trying to get a vote for this guy. I really am. Really am trying to get a vote for this guy. I'm just trying to understand, and y'all are just making fun of me.
All right, let me just. I've got the one that we're going to read in the next episode. Let me just make sure Brandon's going to understand any of this. Oh, Jesus.
If it's medical diagnosis is, you better clear them up before you read them.
You might want to Google apraxia.
Oh,
Is
Lord.
that-
APRAXIA.
I mean,
I think that's the thing where you have white blotches on your skin.
No, it's not. It's a motor function and speech disorder.
What
But
am I
with
thinking of?
that will be. I think you're thinking of.
Aphasia? Is it aphasia?
Yeah, it's like like something like that, right? Yeah.
Oh.
It's
and
not
you know where you can't get aphasia? On your lungs.
on your lungs.
It's just skin.
What's
See how that term is meant for skin?
I can see it now. Brandon's gonna go to an area where they're like, sorry, you're too white for this area. Wait, my
What's the,
skin on my lungs is black.
what's the
I got
skin?
flat lungs.
What's the skin thing that people have? What's that called? I always forget it.
You're talking about the thing with
No,
what,
it's
it turns you
called
white.
something else. Yeah, it's
Oh,
called
albino.
No,
Oh,
it's
You're
called,
talking about it's blotches of white, right?
no, it's flaky.
psoriasis.
Psoriasis. That's what I was thinking of. I was master marketer me, right? I'm in a Jersey Mike's sub shop and there's a woman in front of me wearing her, the nurse garb stuff, like Rach wears it at Alive, the whatever.
Scrubs.
Scrubs, thank you. And so I say to her, I go, hey, you a nurse? And she says, she goes, no, I'm a physical therapist. I said, oh, cool. She goes, yeah, I'm a mobile physical therapist. I said, well, look here, let me give you my card. I just opened up Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. And, people that you're helping, this is great for them. Not just ozone therapy, but definitely thing like the pressotherapy and the PEMF mat and all that stuff. It's great for them. She's like, I've never heard of this. So I'm explaining it to her, going through it as we wait for our subs, blah, blah, blah. So she's, thank you. I'll be in contact. Cool. Not a problem. And as I'm checking out, this kid that's checking me out behind the counter, he goes, excuse me, sir, can I get one of those cards too? I said, yeah, absolutely. I was like, you're young. Were you thinking about just maintenance or what? You have something going on? And he says, no, my mom has got, again, what's it called? Psoriasis.
Black psoriasis.
Psoriasis. He goes, can it help out psoriasis? I said, absolutely. It can help out psoriasis. I was like, especially red light therapy would be great for that as well. I was like, we can totally put something together for you. Actually, psoriasis is one of, I believe, the programs that's in the Hocket Sauna. He's like, okay, great. And he shows me a picture. I didn't ask for it. He shows me a picture. She's got a lot of it going on. She's got a lot of it. Because, it gets like, it looks like almost like elbow patches. You know what I mean?
Oh,
See
it's
the
the
commercials?
it's the ones that you can like, they flake off.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
the red ones.
And they're
Yeah.
like, you can like cut them off. A Dr. Pimple Popper had somebody in there one time and had his feet were
Yeah.
covered in them and they were just shaving them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
bad.
watch TV for about an hour, there's like 10 drugs that you can buy for it.
Yeah, you're always right. It starts out, they're like, I couldn't go out on this date tonight because my psoriasis was so bad. But then I popped 18 of these pills, and look at me, it kind of went away. And it doesn't
I
even
feel like
show.
my heart's about to explode, but I look good.
There was somebody. God, I should bring Rach up here to tell this story. This will blow your mind. And this is kind of the stuff that Trump and his team are talking about with big pharma. This guy worked in pharmaceutical sales for years. And he said his job was to get people addicted to their medication, and he would get bonuses based off of that, whether they needed it or not. But because there was no side effects, placebo would kind of make you think that it worked. And maybe it did work. But if it didn't, they don't care. But he explained like the cut. Like the mandate was get people addicted to this and we will pay you this. I was blown away by this conversation.
Like Wolf of Wall Street type stuff with medications.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was so nutty. I mean, and that's how that industry has been, right? I mean, that's how it's been, with the food industry, because, I think that's how the conversation started, because he had something to do with food as well. And he was explaining about going back to the history of when our country started developing food that would get people addicted to it, even though it wasn't healthy for you, or, with the processed foods, it lasts longer. So you quote unquote save money because it won't go bad as fast. Right. I mean, the best test of that is lunch meat. If you buy lunch meat in the deli and have them cut it for you, you have 2 to 3 days. You buy the processed stuff in the aisle, it can have like a week and a half. You know what I mean?
Dude, when they cut my shit at Boar's Head, man, I'll be eating it a week later. Am I not supposed to be eating it that long?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, God.
2 to 3 days or it grows bacteria on it.
Got to give it the
Oh.
sniff test, man.
But I can't be going to the every 2 or 3 days to be buying meat, man. Come on now.
Seriously, that's what they say. 2 to 3 days and you got to get rid of it. But the
Well, that's not
process
good
stuff
for me.
The process is horrible for you. You know what I mean? But like sugars, have you ever seen the documentary on cereals with the sugars?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh my God. Like, and what they did in like the 50s and 60s where they changed the packaging and started developing these characters because it would get the kids addicted to it. And just tons of sugar in there. But the kids loved it. And the parents,
good.
and and they'll put on the side like, oh, great for your heart, tons of protein, and the parents are like, oh, the Cookie Crisps are good for my kid. It's got, it's good for their heart.
It's got a wolf. A wolf's telling me it's okay to eat.
Yeah.
Only 14 saturated fats.
Yeah.
The tiger said it was good. All right. I don't know. I don't know what you want to hear. If the tiger said it's good, we're good to eat.
I am so looking forward to RFK bringing that industry to its knees. If there's anything that I'm excited for the next 4 years is watching this country start to change the way that the people that are dictating how we live and die. I'm really excited for that change.
Yeah,
Because
but what if they get rid of all that good cereal?
you better buy it now.
Oh God, it goes stale quick. Lucky Charms. Dude,
Yeah.
it stays, if it has an expiration date, you better eat it before that expiration date.
But
It
let
tastes
me
like
tell you
cardboard.
something. Let me tell you something. If there's one cereal that you can eat after it goes bad, stale, is Lucky Charms. Marshmallows stale, and then add milk to it. Good shit.
Oh,
Good shit. Good shit.
I can't do it. I can't do stale cereal.
Oh,
Dude, I hope they don't get rid of Slim Jims. I like Slim Jims.
You like the phallic meat in your mouth?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
Oh,
I
we
eat it. It's got a lot of protein. I like it.
Let's
Help
wrap
me.
this up. Chuck, Brandon has agreed to something. So I was having a conversation with Rick Everett with WJRR doing Podcasting Pours 4 in conjunction, with the radio station, which is great because they're going to be giving us some really cool prizes to give out when we do it in December. So just go to thebaileyshow.com, get your tickets. Elixir, downtown Orlando, off of Washington. Distinct Grace is going to open up special acoustic show. As you heard Bobby from Saliva talking about, they're going to do all kinds of songs, not just Saliva songs, but Saliva songs in general are cool. They're going to do all kinds of cool shit. Same with Distinct Grace. But Rick was like, is there anything else that we can add to the show? And I'm like, well, give me some prizing and let me promote that. So he's working on that for everybody, for some prizing that would be kind of universal for everybody. So we got to get a Santa Claus, and I've got somebody in mind, and I should have an answer maybe even by this week on who's going to be our Santa Claus. But people love when Brandon does songs, right? They love Bradley's in a Cadillac. So I asked Brandon for a favor, and he's agreed to it.
Oh, yes.
But you're going to have to help him out with this.
A Christmas song?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And now you can add the whole Jewish thing with Jason in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, Jew news.
Jews news, Jews news, Jews news, Jews news. Yeah, so he's going to do a redneck Christmas.
That's great. Yeah. I'm
Saint
down.
Nick,
Yeah, man.
fucking
We
on
got
my
you.
side, chick. That's all I got so far.
No, it can't be a rap.
See, I don't know what direction I'm taking it.
Well, your
My music
heart,
career is
your heart would take
flourishing.
the rap.
Yeah, your heart will go on. So, I mean, just simple like, man, I'm just a country boy.
Yeah, I
So-
think you just use like a classic and just rewrite the words.
Or you could do that.
That's what my plan was. Like, have a merry, holly, jolly Christmas.
I've got
I'm gonna change the words.
Oh,
You know what I haven't aired in for years? I haven't aired this bit. I did the 10 days to is it 10 days? 12 days Christmas. 12 days. I did 12 days of a dysfunctional Christmas. It's really funny. I've got to find that.
This is you don't remember us doing this one? Uh-oh.
It's the coolest too. Yeah. It's the coolest too. It's the coolest too. It's the coolest too.
See, that was kind of a rap. But we go into it, right?
It's the coolest too. It's the coolest too.
All right. So you're cutting in and out. Send it to me, would you? I vaguely.
he said he's like, that's kind of a rap. No, what song is that? Da-na-na-na.
We'll be divorced in 2020. Bailey gets the bed, I think it's funny.
Bailey wets the bed. I think it's funny.
I did what?
I said Steve will get divorced in 2020. Bailey wets the bed. I think it's funny.
Oh, that's right. Because I pissed myself. Oh, that's funny. Good times, man. Good times. All right.
Yeah.
Look, thebaileyshow.com. Interested in any sponsorship for the podcast and or the radio shows Saturday mornings, JRR in Orlando, Planet Radio in Jacksonville. Again, I am looking currently for a title sponsor for the show that would include your brand on all of our videos. That means minimum 4 videos released a week on all platforms, not only the show's social media, but my own personal. And then also 2 full shows that we release with the Honey episode and also the Wednesday Freebae episodes. That's a lot of eyes and a lot of ears for your brand. If that interests you, please reach out to me. I've been dying to get somebody on our videos. I just think it's wasted space for someone not to advertise their business on our videos. We get way too many views on on our videos for them to go to waste. I mean, not to go to waste, but you know what I mean? For not to help somebody else out. So please reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll get back to the newsletters soon. I need to get one out. I know. I've just been so crazy busy. And then Podcast and Pours 4, obviously get your tickets now. If you're going, let us know. I don't know where the price is now. I don't know what tier we're at. We're either at the $25 tier or the $30 tier. One of those two, I'm sure. VIP tables available. You got to have 4 people. So if you're 1 or 2, go to the BS2 Peers Facebook group. If you need to join, just put in a request and I'll approve you. Ask people to get you and you all get on a table. And they're really cool seats, like right next to the stage, and you get a bottle, and it's really, really cool. We'll have tons of stuff to give away when we get there, including BS merch. If you want to be a sponsor of Podcast and Pours 4, like have your tent set up and be a vendor, you're more than welcome to do that too. We can have that conversation. Livin Rent free, thanks to Inspect All Pest Services. Interested in having possibly your submission read on the podcast and winning up to $2,500 for your rent and or mortgage. Go to thebaileyshow.com. Again, thanks to Inspect All Pest Services. All right, Chuck, you got anything before we get out?
Yeah, man. The gas station period for a human being is 9 months.
Gotcha. Understood. Were you born in the gas station period?
I was right on time, I think. I think actually I was a day late.
You know, I was right on time because Daddy was unleaded. He was leaded.
Oh, that's yeah.
That diesel man just stuck it to my mama.
Okay, that's gross. That's you're
I'm gonna make me a little Chucky. Oh, here he comes.
dude. Stop. You've met my dad. That is so gross that you're even doing that.
Roll over, Darla. Mhm. Yeah.
Darla.
Oh, yeah, Darla Lunsford.
You sound like Beetlejuice.
We're gonna make me a Chucky. You have any brothers or sisters?
I do have a sister.
Oh, she older?
Yep.
Oh, just like a sister, Letitia. Yeah.
Letitia.
Darla. The Admiral's coming in hot. Was he an Admiral?
No, I'm not answering more of your questions.
Was he a captain?
Nope.
What was he?
Nothing.
Well,
He was
fuck you.
Long John Silver.
He's an Admiral.
long schlong. So
I'm an Admiral. I've been on that ship way too long, Darla. We're making a Chucky. Mhm. You know what rhymes with Chuck? Fuck. Those are your gas station period.
Dude, that's conception.
I'm conceptioning you, bitch. Yeah. All right, Brandon, you got anything?
Yeah. If people try to say you got skin cancer anywhere besides skin, they lying to you. And you can't.
Did you just shoot down that person's submission because you're an idiot?
No, I don't think they phrased it well. I'm not shooting. I just wanted to get all the facts. Like I said, the one person didn't even have a house. I don't think like 2 weeks ago, they didn't even have a house and they're trying to get the money. So I don't know what's going on with, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm upset. I don't know what's happening. Skin cancer on your lungs just doesn't make sense to me.
It's not skin cancer on the lungs, skin cancer, melanoma that's spread to the lungs. Haven't you ever heard of cancer spreading?
Yeah, but it usually stays where it is and it goes to the internal organs. Like it goes from lung to stomach to brain. I get that, but that ain't no skin.
Skin cancer can spread anywhere. It goes to your
Yeah,
bones,
on your skin.
your
It's like,
blood.
Well,
we're like
brain cancer can
98%
spread.
skin.
Like
Yeah,
any cancer can spread.
That's how it kills you. It all spreads. That's what the doctors try to do to stop it from spreading.
Brandon's
Okay,
gonna get
well, if
diagnosed with cancer. He's like, thank God. It's only in one spot. I
You
ain't
know where
gotta
it
worry.
is.
He's like, what can spread? No, it can't.
But not your skin cancer is only on your skin, sir. Okay.
There's
It ain't
no
in your
way
brain.
this blood cancer is going to spread to my bones. It's not going to happen.
Blood cancer.
Whatever.
Yeah, blood cancer. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah,
He's like,
for real.
he's so stupid.
Blood
Whatever.
cancer. That'd be wild.
What would be wild?
Blood cancer.
You know that's real, right? You can get blood cancer.
I don't think so, Chuck.
What are your rules with cancer? Like, there's not many rules out there. You know that, right?
Yeah. If it's skin cancer, it's on your skin.
So with a woman, God forbid, she gets breast cancer, that can't spread anywhere but her breast.
No, it can, but it becomes something else. You can't have breast cancer in your ass.
Okay, but
You can't have skin cancer on your lungs.
But you would say you got breast cancer that spread to your lungs.
Okay, but you're not. Are you gonna call it breast cancer of the lungs?
No. You say breast cancer.
Blood
that
cancer.
spread
Dude, you're
to-
arguing with yourself right now.
No, I'm not. I'm arguing with you two.
You're arguing our point against your original statement.
Skin cancer. If it's on the skin, it's skin cancer. If it goes to the lungs, it's lung cancer. But you can't have skin cancer of the lungs.
Yeah, that's exactly what we told you.
Oh no, the dude said they had skin cancer on the lungs. That's not
he didn't.
possible.
No, he
God
did not.
bless.
That's what you keep screwing up. He did not say that. He said that his father, bless his heart, developed stage 4 skin cancer melanoma,
Okay.
which had spread to his lungs.
He used the word spread to his lungs. I mean, did he say he had lung cancer, or did he said he had skin cancer of the lungs, or did he not clarify at all?
He didn't say any of the things that you continuously say he said.
Did he say the skin? Did he say lung cancer in there? Did he say
No.
lung cancer? Okay,
No.
so that way I'm inferring that the skin cancer went to his lungs, and he has skin cancer on the lungs.
That's not how skin cancer works. That's not how cancer works.
Which
Skin
you
cancer's
just
on the skin.
argued. Which Brandon just argued. He just argued that's not how it works. And now he's arguing that that's how it can work.
Yeah,
No,
you are fighting
it
yourself.
can go there, but it's not. You can have skin cancer can spread. I get that. It becomes, if it goes to the lungs, it becomes lung cancer. It's not skin cancer on the lungs, which is what I thought was originally what the dude said was skin cancer of the lungs. There's no skin on the lungs.
Oh,
My father, a few years ago, developed stage 4 skin cancer melanoma, which had spread to his lungs.
At that point, you say he then had lung cancer. I'm thinking the skin cancer of the skin.
My
got
friend
on the
died.
lungs.
My friend died of this. He had skin cancer melanoma that he had got on the back of his neck that spread throughout his body that eventually killed him at 22. But whenever we talk about Scotty, we say he died of melanoma.
So skin cancer.
Yeah, but it eventually spread to wherever in his body, which killed him.
So he got skin cancer on the inside.
All right, we're ending this thing. Chuck, you did your piece. Brandon, yeah, you're done. TheBaileyShow.com. Please give us a like, share, follow on all social media as well, especially the YouTube channel, trying to grow that. Make a bigger. All right, subscribe. This is a Freebae episode. So for those non-subscribers, please subscribe to the show and keep my lights on. I'd really appreciate that. Hope to see you at Podcast Imports 4. Appreciate you listening. Have yourself great, safe rest, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey, bye.
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you like, share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.